Welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. Today's show is kind of a little bit unique. Emily and I have put all of our knowledge and experience into this. Emily has worked really hard. It's a new resource. It is a Barndominium planning guide. So Emily, kind of just give us a background of what this does.
Sure. So as you guys know, we self-built our Barndominium. We served as our own general contractor, and as a result of everything that happened over the last 5 years, we have become general contractors and Barndominium builders and Barndominium designers ourselves. And so we wanted to put together a resource that would help you navigate the ins and outs of building a Barndominium, whether you are hiring a builder, whether you are self-GCing, whether you are doing some of it on your own, kind of whatever you're interested in doing. This guide will help you navigate all of the things that you need to be aware of. So, you have 25 plus years of construction experience. We've been running this business. We're definitely experts in this field, and we wanted to be able to condense it in a way that you'd be able to use it for your own personal project.
So when is the best time to get this planning guide and get started on it?
So if you are in the dreaming phase, if you're not even sure that a Barndominium is right for you, it's time to buy the planning guide. Right from the get-go, the second you have interest in Barndominiums, that's when you want to have the guide, because it is going to help you go through all of the different elements that need to all come together in order for you to start building. Now, if you're a little bit further down the road and you're in that phase, maybe you have started the design process, or maybe you're further down that planning route, but you still want to make sure that everything is set up in place before you get too far into construction, the planning guide will still be super helpful. So because it's designed in a way that has information plus questions to ask yourself, plus options to fill in with additional information specific to your project. So you can keep this guide with you through the finish of construction. It's going to really help you stay organized. And obviously, if you're going to be DIYing or self-GCing, it's going to have the most value, because you're going to be in charge. You're going to have all kinds of information at your fingertips, depending on who's asking for it.
And I think the important thing about our planning guide is this is a direct result of our experience self-building. We built this 99% on our own, and a result of us designing and building these custom homes for other people, and the mistakes we made along the way. And we've come up with a lot of good resources and ways that you can be successful and avoid the mistakes that we have made, not only self-building, but GCing and building for other people. There's lots of things that we've learned along the way that will help you avoid those costly mistakes.
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess talk about it's 115 pages.
Yeah, it's over 100 pages long, this guide. And it is broken down into different sections that are topicked. So we have a section that is all about land acquisition. Navigating that. Do you own property yet? We have a whole section on site preparation and your utility costs, because a lot of those costs people don't realize are going to be the same regardless of what you decide to build on it. Running power, running water, those types of things, considering solar, all of those things are going to kind of have a fixed cost to them. So you need to understand that before you even buy a piece of land sometimes.
Yeah, we've had customers that have spent $40,000 on just getting water to their land.
Right. And then we have other customers who are spending $5,000 on it. So knowing who to call, who to ask, keeping track of your contacts, keeping track of your pricing, all of that is really essential and important, so that you feel like you can stay organized. And sometimes, even if you are hiring a builder, when you're going to build on a rural piece of property, a lot of the time, all of that stuff still falls on you as the homeowner. Your general contractor won't be the one that is managing, setting up your electric, your water service, things like that. We have other sections that cover design extensively, getting you prepped and ready to go into design. A lot of people don't realize that you need to spend a lot of time thinking through what is it that we really want, and then then we go into budgeting, like how do you navigate building a proper budget for your build? What are you planning on doing yourself, if anything? What are you planning, or what are you willing to do? That's a lot of the questions in some of this guide is, what are you interested in GCing? What are you interested in DIYing? The permitting process. What if your county asks for stamped engineered plans? What does that even mean, and what kind of questions do you need to ask? There's a whole section on, should I general contract my build?
Yes.
So it goes into depth on all sorts of things, from choosing a foundation type, storm shelters, your plumbing, your electrical, your heating and cooling options, power sources that might be, figuring out what power sources you have available to this piece of property that you want to build on.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize how much goes in to building a home, whether it's a post frame, stick frame, steel frame. There's a lot of prep work that needs to be done. You have to, you can't expect it to be done in 2 months. And we get a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to build. They decide one day they want to build and they want to get into it. So this planning guide is kind of it's going to be very helpful. It's going to put you in check to make you realize how much goes into it.
Yes, absolutely. And even if you're like, hey, I want to build something, but maybe it's a barndominium, maybe it's not. I mean, you really could just use this as a custom home planning guide.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's going to have everything that you need to make sure that you're really well informed at the end. Because if something, and there's QR codes all throughout the guide that will take you to pages on our website, take you to playlists on our YouTube channel, other videos, different resources that we offer. It will help you create this really nice knowledge about what you're getting yourself into, and if that's even right for you. So, if you want to know for sure that you're headed down the right path, going through the planning guide will absolutely answer that question.
Yeah, and it's definitely the most in-depth planning guide that's out there.
There is nothing that is going to be even close to it. It's basically for the cost of a 90-minute massage, I would say that you are going to benefit. You're going to save tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, on your project by really going through this. It helps everybody get on the same page. I think that's really essential, that we work with so many families, and sometimes not everybody's on the same page because they don't know what's going on. And and things get wild. No matter when you start that construction, things start to get wild. So having a singular place that you can reference back and say, who did I talk to about that? What did I say I wanted to do in this instance? Or going into designing with us or even another firm, what do I really want? And having those questions answered before you loop in a bunch of extra people can be really helpful. So if you want to check out this resource, head to the description. There's a link to purchase it. And we made this so that you can use it in whatever way you feel most comfortable. It is formatted to be printed, and you can bind it, put it in a 3-ring binder, however you want to do it, and fill it in by hand. You can also use it on a desktop or laptop computer. It's all a fillable PDF. And we also made it compatible so that you can use your iPad, Apple Pencil, and write in it there. So that might be the way that you want to carry it around your job site or something like that. So it's very, very versatile that way. It will come to you as a folder that will have each section as its own PDF. Because it's so large, we wanted to make it so that you could quickly switch back and forth between the different sections and find the information that you were wanting to work on. Because you may or may not work on it from section 1 through 14 all in a row. You might jump around a little bit depending on where you are in the planning process. And then I also included fillable to-do and task list sheets that are blank for you to print off as many as you want, additional notes pages. I also made a quick undated monthly calendar so that you can print off some of those or use them digitally to start tracking when you have appointments with contractors and when things are going to start, how long are they anticipated to last. So it can really give you a nice, good overview of what you're getting yourself into.
So another resource that we have is our budget sheet.
Yes.
So can we how are we providing that
Sure.
with this?
Yeah, so the planning guide, there is a bundled option. And so for a really nice discount, you get the budget sheet and the planning guide all together in the same digital folder. The budget sheet, we do recommend you use that electronically no matter what, because it is interactive. It's going to be calculating your price per square foot as you add in numbers. It's going to be calculating your total spend, different things like that. So it is ideal to use that electronically, but you can buy them as a bundle. You can buy them separately if you want. If you have purchased our budget sheet in the past, you will have received an email with a special discount code to use on the bundle package. So you can get both of those resources. But this is just a fantastic.
What about if you join our Patreon? Is there any kind of discount?
Yes. So if you're part of our Patreon, there is a discount for our digital products. So it's definitely worth it because it's a pretty low investment to be a part of Patreon, and you can get your hands on those resources, plus the ability to chat pretty much daily with you, get on Zoom calls with the two of us every single week. So there's a lot of great things to that we're trying to help you out with. It is a really big deal. Like, it's a long road when you decide that you want to have a Barndominium home. And so don't, like Paul said, don't fool yourself and think you're going to sit down and do this in an evening. This is definitely meant to be a weeks, months long process.
Yeah. And I think if you're thinking you want to do this in the near, future, the next couple of years, even further than that, this is the time to start like writing things down and planning. And like Emily said, one of the biggest things we see is spouses not on the same page, trying to figure out, hey, what do we want in our home? Where do we want to buy land? Like, there's just so many things that you guys have to be on the same page with for it to be successful. And I think this planning guide will help you get to that point.
Yes.
Where the process can be smoother and more efficient.
Yes. Yeah. And so if you are way far out on it, like using it electronically, you can type in your answers, but then you can go back and change them. It saves it when you close the document, but then when you reopen it, you say, oh, well, we've changed our mind on that. You can fill it in. And it's super easy to use. And there definitely is nothing even close to this out there.
With the links to all the resources we have, with the links to our videos.
Well, just having the fact that it's basically a download of your mind and your knowledge.
Boy, I bet that looks messy then.
No, we got it all organized and neat and tidy, but yeah, it is a download of all of that like expertise that you have in this industry. So that's something that you're just not going to find.
Well, and it also, like, you've managed all of the projects for our customers, so I think there's a huge value in that and what you've brought to this planning guide, because there's a lot of moving parts when you're building a house. So you managing all those projects, learning, hey, this is definitely what we don't want to do. This is definitely what we want to do.
Right.
I think that's really important as well.
Yeah. And as builders and designers, if every single one of our clients came to us and they had gone through this entire planning guide on their own, it would make the process 1,000 times smoother for most people, because you would feel a lot more involved in it and you'd feel a lot more confident in what you were doing.
So going forward, maybe we should have all of our clients go ahead and fill out these.
I think so.
Planning guide.
I think so. It should be a requirement. It's definitely going to be available through Back 40 Building. So if you are considering becoming a design client, there is going to be some special pricing for you on that if you do want to bundle that with your design service. And I can't say enough good about it. It has taken us, I think we started actively working on it in January of this year. So, it has been a 6+ month project that we have dedicated countless hours to.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. So check it out in the description. We can't wait to get your feedback on it. We can't wait to see your Barndominium project that you build come to life as a result of it. And I think that's all for now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess that's going to be a wrap. You guys, your home is a lifelong investment, so don't take it lightly. I think taking the time to properly prepare will make it a much more enjoyable process. It is very in-depth, a lot going on. So we're excited about this. Check it out. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and we'll catch you on the next video.